What's up guys, my name is Joop from the Clips, aka Macaroni with the Cheese, and today I got a brand new video for you. Today is 17 March of 2024 and I'm here at home and bring you this news. So for the last few months and years I've been watching how the world is developing, and I have seen a significant shift in the world, that on spiritually basis but also on financially basis. So what I have seen is currently occurring in the world, like the whole Palestine and Israel war. We got Ukraine, we got high inflation since November 2003. It came back now at 3.1%, but inflation is still sticky. The housing prices are still up there. People cannot afford buying cars or even fulfill their obligation to pay their monthly payment for their cars due to the fact there are high interest rates. So these are all big developments in the world that I pretty much been researching. So I pretty much typed in a question on ChatGPT, and I was wondering, like, there's really something going on in the world on the spiritual base, financial, and more demographics that I wanted to share with you guys. So I basically typed in on ChatGPT, what are world examples that we are living in different times spiritually and financially. So ChatGPT basically said there are some differences. So what it said is spiritually and financially, because I'm a financial guy, I really like the financial aspect of it. So ChatGPT says the world is experiencing significant shifts and differences across various regions and demographics. It continues, many Western countries are experiencing a decline in traditional religious affiliation and observance. Make it much bigger for you guys. And surveys indicate that a growing number of people identify as atheists, agnostics, or unaffiliated with a specific religion. And on the rise of mindfulness and wellness practices, there's a growing interest in mindfulness. We all have seen those books, those do-it-self books, how people are very in tune with their development of mindfulness, and they basically want to be a better self within the few next days, weeks, and months. So those are the things that I've been seeing what's going on in the world. And let's continue. So on the financial basis, the ChatGPT said that the financial global economic inequality, the top earners are accumulating wealth at much faster rate than the rest of the population. So there's basically things are happening. So on the rise of gig economy, categorized by short contracts and freelancers, a lot of people are basically doing those short contracts. They're not wanting to work for a boss at longer pace. I'm currently 39 years old, and my parents used to work for one boss, but our generation are not wanting to work for one boss. They're basically job hopping, and they basically are cutting the middleman off. So that's the sentiment and the narrative that I basically see. So I do see that people do want those short contracts. They don't want to work for a boss in the long run like our parents did. So these are the things that I basically see in my surroundings, and it's very interesting. So let's continue. On the cryptocurrency and fintech innovation, the emergence of cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and fintech innovations is reshaping the financial landscape, as in Bitcoin, blockchain. These technologies offer new opportunity for investment and financial inclusion, but also pose regulatory challenges and risks. Like we all see that the Bitcoin ETF is basically a big hurdle for the SEC and Gary Gensler. They basically don't want to improve, but lately it has been improved, but it took a lot of time to approve the Bitcoin ETF. But there's still a lot of things to be developed and to do some research and regulatory on. So we have to continue. Also, the COVID-19 pandemic has a lot of profound effects on global economy, leading to job losses, businesses closures. But that's something that I also want to share, that there's a lot of things been going on. So on the next article that's on the same subject is about El Nino, and what is El Nino and how is it influenced by climate change. So El Nino has officially been declared in 2023, so last year. This naturally occurring climate phase brings warmer weather throughout the globe and can increase the risk of extreme weather. This section explains how El Nino happens and what effect it can have on global temperature that are already rising due to the human-caused climate change. So I've been telling you guys for years now that things are pretty much shifting in the world. There are big shifts are happening on the spiritual base, financial, and also in nature. And one of those things is like the El Nino. The El Nino and La Nina are two phases of the natural occurring climate phenomena called the El Nino Southern Oscillation, which leads to the most dramatic year-to-year variation of Earth's climate. El Nino is characterized by warmer global temperatures, while La Nina years are typical cooler. So one of those things that basically happened due to the El Nino and the whole narrative of it, the climate change, is we have seen that cacao has hit a new all-time high. And what basically happened is that due to the fact that the climate change had pretty much a big effect on those crops, it made cacao futures rise. So cacao prices on the New York commodity market reached a new all-time high of 5,874. And that was, this article is from February 2024, so last month. But now, today, the price of cacao is $8,018. So that's a big difference, guys. So that's one of the examples that I want to share with you guys. This is really something big is happening. So let's continue with this article. The cost of the key ingredient for making chocolate has now roughly doubled since the start of the last year. Historic cacao prices are expected to limit earnings growth this year. So I'm an investor of HSY, and it's basically a cacao chocolate company, and it's also a company who's a big part of the consumer defensive stocks. It's important to have these stocks in your portfolio to balance out your money. So I'm a big investor of the Hershey company because I like consumer defensive stocks, and consumer defensive stocks are stocks that basically will continue rise or stable even though there are big wars or the oil price is coming up or etc. etc. So it doesn't really have a lot of influence on those stocks. So you can think of the McDonald's, the Starbucks, the PG, and Costco, Pepsi. So these are consumer defensive stocks. So but this particularly, the HSY, is the cacao stock because it produces chocolate. So due to the fact the rise of chocolate, the company Hershey basically said that we can talk about the future pricing, she said in a call with analysts, but added, given where cacao prices are, we'll be using every tool in our toolbox, including pricing, as a way to manage the business. So because the price of cacao basically has been rising, they have to manage a way to still sell the product because it's not affordable anymore. So they have to see how they still can manage business. And we all have seen what's basically happening. We had a rise in inflation last year. It went all the way up to 9-10%. And so I've been telling you guys there's a lot of things been going on in the world, and we all have to be aware of that. So let's continue. While overall inflation for UK supermarket food and drink eased in November to 8.3%, the rise in chocolate prices was significantly higher at 15.3%. Cacao prices has been driven up by poor harvest in West Africa, which produces the bulk of global supply. The El Nino weather phenomena has been causing the drier weather in Ghana and Ivory Coast, which are the world's two biggest producers of cacao beans. So it has a major impact on those crops, and that was the main reason why we see the significant increase in the cacao futures. So that's the reason why I want to make this video for you guys, because it's very important to see what's basically going on in the world. So my next subject is, the next article that I have been researching about the same subject is from the World Economic Forum. Extreme weather is driving food prices higher, and these 5 crops are facing the biggest impacts. So this was an article from February 12th last month, and they basically said cacao is number 1. So in February 2024, cacao price globally hit record high. So that was February. So you guys have to see that February, this on the monthly. February it was at 4,000, and now here it's at 8,000. So last month, so it doubled. It just doubled. So it's very preposterous, guys. So let's continue. It means the cost of chocolate ingredient has doubled since the beginning of 2023. So even this article is very up to date, but it's still not accurate because the price is already doubled 3 times. It 3x on us. So the 2 biggest cacao beans grown in Ghana and Ivory have been affected by the El Nino. But the second is crop who's been affected is olive oil, and the third one is rice. The fourth one is soya beans, and the last is potatoes. But I want to continue with the first one, cacao. And yeah, we probably have to be aware of what basically happening in the world. And I basically want to share this video with you guys to see what's basically happening, and it also give me more strength in that I've been seeing what's basically happening in the world with all those significant and big changes, demographic changes, also on the spiritually, but also on the financial region. So very interesting, guys, to share this with you. So I hope you like this video, and I hope you start investing in some consumer defensive stocks. But be aware, because HSY is still planning how to manage the big influence that their product cacao have, and the big prices of the increase of cacao. So everything that I say is in this video is not financial advice, but we have to see and manage our portfolio and to see what this will have, which effect this would have on these stocks. Could be that they can manage anymore and it would go see some lower levels, or it basically bottomed out here around 180 and we are continue to go up. So but it's very smart to keep considering these aspects when investing your money in these stocks. So for next week, 18 March, tomorrow, these are the things what basically gonna happen. On Wednesday, 20 March, the Federal Reserve Fed Chair Jerome Powell will talk. I think the FOMC meeting will be there. And yeah, on Thursday, there will be initial jobless claims. So previous was 209K and median forecast is 240K. When it's around 200K, there's really nothing is gonna happen. It's still a positive number. It's not positive, it's not negative. So when those numbers around initial jobless claims are still around 200K, it's okay. It's okay. 250, 200K, it's okay. So next week, 18 March, we still got earnings. On Monday, we got a few companies that are not very interesting. Tuesday, not very interesting companies. Wednesday, nope. Only Thursday we got Nike and we got FedEx. So those are the 2 companies that I will watch for the coming week. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something today, and I will see you guys in the next video. And we out.